We now turn our attention to Morocco, where youth-led demonstrations now have spiraled into violent clashes with security forces. Now, protesters loosely organized by the online group GenZ 212 are demanding better social services, less corruption, and greater employment opportunities. Now, the unrest has seen cars and banks set alight, and the Moroccan Association of Human Rights, that's the AMDH, reports dozens of arrests, with 37 youngsters currently on bail. Compounding the tragedy, local authorities confirmed that at least 3 people have been killed in clashes, allegedly after an attempt to storm a police facility outside Agadir. Now, the Prime Minister, Aziz Akhannouch, has praised the balanced reaction of security authorities while expressing a willingness for dialogue. The protesters' central grievance is arguably encapsulated by one sign seen in Rabat, which says, and I quote, "At least the FIFA stadium will have a first aid kit. Our hospitals don't." End of quote. Now, the anger over billions spent on the 2030 FIFA World Cup while public services are neglected echoes similar youth-led uprisings seen recently across Africa and Asia, from Nepal to Madagascar. Joining us now to unpack this escalating crisis, we have Wail Ettouil. He's president of Moroccan Youth Diplomats in Amsterdam, Netherlands. And we also have Soumaya Regragui. She's member, National Central Commission of the Moroccan Association of Human Rights in Kenitra, Morocco. We also have joining us Adémólá Aina. He's a journalist, pan-Africanist in Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you so much, gentlemen and lady, for joining us at this time.
Having us.
All right, so let me begin with you, Wail. Wail, according to reports, youth unemployment is cited at about 35.8%. How much of the unrest is directly attributed to the economic despair facing Morocco versus political grievances or even social service failures? And we'll also want to know if the World Cup spending, just simply pushed the youths forward or galvanized the protests.
For sure. At first, I want to start that we are witnessing a pivotal moment in Morocco's history. The GenZ 212 protests represent not just a demand for better services, but a fundamental call for the government to realign its priorities with the needs of its people. As president of Moroccan Youth Diplomats, I stand in solidarity with this movement, not to justify any acts of violence or vandalism, but to demand that our youth to be treated as citizens with dignity, not as a problem to be suppressed. So if we talk about unemployment and if we talk about social disparities, we have some direct and indirect causes that causes this rush in these protests. If we start about the direct causes, we can talk about the healthcare crisis that's been happening in Morocco for years, even before the new government has came. And the push that this generation needed is a tragedy that happened in a hospital in Agadir, where 8 women died, giving birth in a public hospital. So, for example, when we talk about also youth unemployment, we have youth aged between 15 and 24, and unemployment hit between 35.8 to 36.7% between February and August 2025. And for those with higher education degrees, unemployment has reached around 19.6% between February and surged to approximately 40% in some region by July. So we're talking now not just about healthcare, not about just social services, but we talk about what the government prioritized to give its people. When we look at healthcare statistics, you can find that in Morocco, we have only 7.7 medical professionals per 10,000 inhabitants, and far fewer in other regions. We have 0.7 hospital beds per 1,000 inhabitants. The global mean by the WHO is 3.3 beds. Morocco has only 319 psychiatrists in the public sector, far below the World Health Organization recommended minimum of 15.3 psychiatrists per 10,000 people. So these numbers are devastating. They are devastating when we talk about healthcare, when we talk about youth unemployment, and when we talk about the educational system failure and corruption in Morocco.
All right, Wail.
Yes?
Sorry to cut you short, but let's hear from Soumaya as well. Soumaya, we know that the Gen Z 212 is described as a loosely formed group, because they mobilized via platforms like TikTok, Discord, and Instagram. So can you tell us how significant, the leaderless, social media-driven nature of the movement that organized this whole protest, is, especially when it comes to government's ability to identify and want to negotiate, with the representatives?
First of all, thank you for having us. I want to thank Ayoub because he gave us a lot of rates and statistics, which are very important. So thank you, Ayoub. For the Gen Z is, after all, a very connected generation because they were born in the boom of the technology, in the technology revolution. In the the Arab Spring, Democratic Spring, we were already using Facebook and Twitter to organize ourselves and to go protest in the street. So now the Gen Z have also TikTok and other social media like Discord to organize themselves. The most important thing to know is that Gen Z is not an organization. It's just young people who want to speak, and because of the lack of freedom of speech in Morocco, they're obliged to go through social media. So social media is the only way for us and for them, because I'm not in the Gen Z generation, and I'm 33. I was in the Democratic Spring movement. But I'm following with the AMDH, the Moroccan Association of Human Rights, everything what is happened. So the generation Z doesn't have a freedom of speech in the street, in cafes, in cultural places, etc. They only have social medias. So it is normal to manage the movement through social medias. And no, for now, we don't have representatives persons of the movement. It's a popular movement. Every popular movement doesn't have leaders. Maybe with time we will find leaders, but for now, we just have young people in the streets with demands which are very, very legal. So we have a fundamental, basic human rights that are not respected in Morocco. We don't have a public health system. We don't have a public school system. Now we are going through capitalism. Everything is going to be, everything is already privatized. We have the quality of the school is only in the private schools. So parents don't have in Morocco all those fees and this money to spend in schools. Same in the universities and in the health system. Even if we have insurances, it is very difficult to go to a public hospital. Like you said, there is a very big problem of human resources and technological resources also. So those are the main reasons why young people in Morocco went to the streets those last days.
All right, now let's hear from Adémólá. Adémólá, you know what is okay, I'm told that Adémólá, we've lost him. So let's come back to you, Wail. These protests, so we actually hear...
Sorry, I called you Ayoub. So sorry.
That's fine, that's totally fine.
All right, Wail, now let's go back. We heard the protest escalated to violence, including the burning of cars and banks on the fourth day. What were the perceived, repressive security approach, or even the infiltration of, the bad eggs that you believe led to this rapid shift from a largely peaceful demonstration to clashes and vandalism?
So, to just talk about this exact point, we have September from 26, 27, 27 and 28 September, we had peaceful protests in mostly all the cities in Morocco. walk in peaceful protest, telling that, asking the government to listen to us, and that we are not willing to do any acts of vandalism and any acts of violence. Those people who did violence, they don't represent us, but this message is sharp but contextual. We do not justify vandalism, but if we, the people, are expected to act civilized, we must be treated as civilians with dignity, not as threats to be suppressed. You cannot beat people into submission and expect peace. So when we walked on September 27th and 28th, us educated Moroccans, we were asking to be listened to. And what did we face? We faced arrests.
Okay, Wail, but the government is saying that they're willing to dialogue. So who are the representatives? Who should they be talking to at the moment?
This is the dilemma. This is the problem that we have now. Because GenZ movement is like a movement in Nepal, in Madagascar, in the Philippines. It's a movement that is based on social media. It's the core point of this movement is it's a decentralized movement. There is no core, there is no body. It's a leaderless movement. It's just Moroccan youth with each other, and they decided that they want change. They want to see change. They want to feel prioritized. They want their social services. So there is nobody that will represent these people. These people need to go to walk on the streets and ask the government for change, and that's it. But these acts of vandalism, they do not represent the Gen Z 212 movement. But it doesn't come unprovoked when you go and stop peaceful protests, when you don't even open the door for discussion during September 27th and 28th. You take people and you put heavy charges on them.
Okay.
What can we expect about this?
Soumaya, we're talking about...
I have some complementary information, if it's possible, please.
Sorry?
I have some information to add.
Oh, yeah, please go ahead.
So Wail talked about 27 and 28 September. We have to know that the police has first used violence, arrests of all the people suspected to join any demonstration in every city in Morocco. Men, women, and young people in general have been arrested, taken to police stations, then to the court, and most of them are now with accusations, and they will be presented to the court again and again. And now we are living a very stressful moment and a sad moment because of those people who came and with the violence acts and vandalism. They are not representing young Moroccan people at all. They are not representing the GenZ movement. We don't know who are those people. But the Moroccan state have to try to understand how can those Moroccan people can be as violent as we have seen. Where is the socio-psychological, where you talked about mental health in Morocco, the lack of mental health in Morocco. Why we don't have a socio-psychological vision to help those people, to make them comfortable in their lives, having work, being in centers, being accompanied in their life, because violence should be studied. We just don't talk about violence, and we don't know why this violence is here. There is some reasons, and we have to study those reasons. And the peaceful people were in the streets in the three first days that were very pacific in their actions, were arrested. This is the real question, and we want an answer. We want to free all those political prisoners now. We don't have to have detainees from GenZ movement.
All right. Well, I think would love to hear final thoughts from both of you before we wrap up in 1 minute each, please. Let's start with Wail.
So to wrap up this movement, I would like to talk about what's the perspective from us and what would be the 2030 FIFA World Cup implications. Morocco is aiming to boost tourism for the current 15.9 million visitors to an ambitious target of 26 million visitors by 2013. Morocco has broader economic goals, including doubling its GDP from $130 billion to $260 billion by 2035. But at what cost?
And you don't think the amount, Wail, do you think that the amount, that won't be realized, during the FIFA would be able to take care and of the citizens of Morocco?
Can you please repeat your question?
I was asking if you feel that the amounts that would be made during the FIFA World Cup would be able to take care of some of those demands that you have.
Actually, no, because the Moroccan budget system is just like this. We have the general state budget for core government operations, the public company budget. It's state-owned enterprises like CDG, Sonarge. We have foreign loans and concessional financing and public-private partnerships. The problem that we have is the conflicts of interest. A significant portion of this funding, approximately 25 billion dirhams, is expected to come from the general public budget and be allocated to finance construction of stadiums, etc. But that doesn't mean that it will drain the budget out. But what the Moroccan youth want from this is to be prioritized, and for our social services to be prioritized. Like, for example, if we talk about
sadly, we're out of time. I'm so sorry, Soumaya, but we hope to have you both again. You know, even as we continue to track progress.
I'm sorry. For 30 seconds.
There's no time. All right. Well, thank you so much, Wail Ettouil, President of Moroccan Youth Diplomats in Amsterdam, Netherlands, and also Soumaya Regragui, member National Central Commission of the Moroccan Association of Human Rights in Kenitra, Morocco. We promise we will definitely bring you back to speak more on this. Thank you for your essential insights, and we will continue to monitor the situation in Morocco closely. Thank you.